don't. All right. Mm-mm. Amazing people. How's everybody doing? Are you excited? Are you ready to get activated? Seriously? Let me pull up my page here real quick. Man, so much good stuff going on. Okay, give me just a second here. Wait for a couple people to come on. Okay. Here we go. All right, here we are. What an interesting 5 days it's been. Many of you don't know because I don't advertise it, because I don't give it any power. But I came down with something about 5 days ago here in Thailand. And I would never for even 1 second label it the con vid, or even allow that to enter into my reality. However, where I live, 99.9% of the people automatically just agree if they got a cold or a sniffle or a cough or a flu that it's COVID. It's very interesting. It's scary. It's ridiculous. It's brainwashing, but that's what we're playing with right now. And so 5 days ago was really interesting about the symptoms of this whole thing. It's my body resetting. And so I'm solid. I'm good for another long time. I'm very careful with the words I use. I don't use SICK. I don't use ILL. But my body has not reset. Hey, Rebecca, great to see you. My body has not had to reset in about 5 or 6 years. And what happened is, about 5 days ago, I went to work with a local yogi friend of mine. And we did some stretching and, just some great tune-up stuff. And on my way home here in Thailand, on my scooter, I started to notice I had this little scratchy thing on my throat. So I was swallowing, and there's dirt in the air here in Thailand, and we're riding around on scooters and stuff. So I'm like, that's interesting. And it kind of went away, and then it kind of came back a little bit. There was no soreness at all. And then the next morning I woke up and I couldn't even get out of bed. And it felt like my eyes were going to pop out of my head. Interestingly enough, again, there was never a cough, never any runny nose, none of that, never a sore throat. And luckily, last year, when I saw that they were beginning to hide the best things for it, which is ivermectin, zinc, hydroxychloroquine, and I saw that the people in power were starting to make it difficult to get, I was like, I think I'll order some of that ivermectin. So I ordered some online. I've now taken 5. These are 12 milligram. They're really tiny. I mean, if you would see how tiny this pill is, I don't want to pop one out because I don't think I'm going to have to take any more. So I want to keep them in here. But it's the size of a BB. And within 24 hours, I was already feeling better. Now, I will say, in all honesty, that I would feel better. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like 75, 80% back the next day. And then it felt like my energy just went down again. And I'm like, okay, so this is a process. So I'd come up, I'd eat healthy and drink what I drink, which I'm going to share with you in a second, because it's very valuable. It's very easy. I'm all about what's easy. So now I'm on day 5, and I'm pretty much done. But I think it's very valuable, number one, obviously, to become aware. You know, whenever they say this stuff is not good, or you go into gaggle and they say, well, it shows that, this stuff is not really, it could be really harmful. You know, anything in gaggle, 99% is a lie. Okay, you already know it. Okay, duck, duck, go. I don't know. I don't trust anything that's in the main feed. Nothing. So, what does that do for us? What it does is it invites us over and over and over again to take our power back. I read what I can, I do my due diligence, and then I use one of my super empowering mantras of awareness. I go, isn't that interesting? I don't get sucked in or pulled in either way. I go, isn't that interesting? What am I feeling? And because I've done enough investigation over the last 20 or 30 years into dismantling my belief system, which is key. If you haven't done that yet, it's essential. And I'm going to dive into that here because it's super essential. Otherwise, one's ego will not be willing to entertain all of this incredible possibilities and stuff that's beginning to show up around free. And I mean, most people are like, okay, well, I'm open to free energy. I know that's probably existed. Anybody listening to this call is probably on board with that. However, I'm talking about things like interdimensional traveling, which I'm not there yet. I don't know. Maybe I am when I go to sleep. I don't know. You see all these other people saying, yeah, I'm connecting with thousands of people every night in the astral realm. Good for you. That's great. And do something good with it. For me, I haven't personally experienced that. But what I can say is I do understand things such as reversing aging. And I play with that every day. And I invite every single person that goes through my course to play with reversing your aging. Okay? So what does that look like? First of all, it looks like, number one, being open to the fact that you know nothing. And if that triggers your ego, then take a breath and go, all right, let's see what this dude has to say. Maybe he's got something valuable. I don't have to believe him. Like my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, told me, don't believe me, but don't believe yourself. Question everything. And until you do, and until you dismantle this tiny little belief system, which is nothing more than a prison, and if that triggers you, stay with me. Because most people's belief systems are nothing more than a tiny, tiny little prison. And when my mentor, Miguel, got me to look at what my belief system was back in 2001, it blew my head wide open. I was like, oh my God, none of my beliefs are even mine. None of them. They all came from outside myself. They all came from my grandparents, my mom, after my dad died, the school system. I was tossed into, part of my soul contract, great training, tossed into private Catholic schools with angry nuns and judgment every single day. I was also an altar boy in church until 9th grade. And I realized none of my beliefs were mine. So then how did that translate? I look out to everybody else and I go, oh my God, nobody's beliefs are their own. And yet almost every single person is getting triggered, becoming an automatic reactor over and over and over and over, being recycled in the 3D matrix simply because They don't understand what the belief system is. And so they are at the mercy of everything in the external that challenges their belief system. So they get triggered because they feel unsafe. The ego wants to be in its false self sense of control. There's no control. Come on. So you must be able to see this program, and this is why I come on and I do this over and over and over and over. This whole deal of waking up in the dream is about 3 simple pieces, and you got to get them all. But they're easy. When I say simple, I'm not lying. It's inner healing. So that's the let me backtrack for a second. That's the second piece of why people get triggered. They have not healed the inner wound or the trauma. And you can always tell with somebody that it's either their belief system is triggered or an inner childhood wound or life trauma has not been healed. Because otherwise, nothing can trigger you. And when you get to the stage where you can be walking around as the conscious observer and you're solid, it doesn't mean nothing's ever going to pull on you. Like yesterday, my sweet dog almost got killed. She's having the time of her life, but she doesn't come when I call her because she's wild. She ran out in front of a car, hanging out with the other wild dogs, and almost got hit. Like one more second and she would have been hit. And so, yeah, I got pissed at her. So it's up to me to be very careful where I take her and to be kind of responsible for what's happening. This is called accountability. If anybody has any questions, this is a Q&A. And every time somebody asks a question, for those of you that have been on these weekly calls, it opens up a whole thing. Once somebody asks the first question, everybody else starts to go, oh, okay, it's safe now. I don't know why that is, but whoever would like to be the first one to ask a question, please feel free. And thank you for that. So this is an activation call, meaning what? Meaning, what activates you? Are you activated? Are you consciously creating your reality every single day as soon as you wake up from what we call the sleeping dream? Are you consciously and intentionally envisioning your reality before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running? Are you doing that? Because most people aren't. Well, let me take that back. Many people are not. I want to be careful with my words here because I'm creating the reality at the same time here. So we're all collectively creating this reality. So what's the most important thing that you could be doing right now out of anything, out of the millions of choices you could be doing? Activating your mission. And many are already doing it, okay? You could just be being a great parent or assisting people in whatever it is that you're passionate about. But so many people, excuse me, my throat's a little, I'm not quite there yet. So many people are doing things they do not love. And if you ask them why, they will tell you because they feel that they have to. That's 3D thinking. I'm not knocking it. For many, 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 many years, I struggled. I went into the job market. I got ground up in every job I did because I was a high output guy. So it would take advantage of me and give me more and more and more. And I got injured at a few jobs in a row, which led for me to move into my recording studio and decide I'm only going to do what I love for the rest of my life. That's all I'm going to do. And if I have to do something else part-time, then I'll do that. But I see how the program works, and I'm not going to give up the best 65 years of my life so that I can then become the spell word of retired. This is a system. This is a 3D matrix. You see it. Go to school for 12 to 16 to 20 years where they teach you what to think instead of how to think. And then give up the best 65 years of your life hoping, another spell word, that you will be able to finally do what you love and have enough money to be able to do it. What's wrong with that? A lot. It's called enslavement. Okay? So we know what it is. So let's look at the solutions. This is an activation call. All right? Again, are you consciously and intentionally creating your reality every day? Are you doing what you love? Or at least taking steps towards that every day? And the only way to do it is to go, I'm going to do this no matter what. So ask yourself this question, because you may be in a situation right now. You may be like a lot of people I know. Well, I've got 2 kids and 2 cars and a house payment and all this other shit. And turns out it wasn't, excuse me, it wasn't really the American dream after all. I mean, it's pretty good. It's better than total enslavement. But deep down, are you excited every day when you wake up? For the most part. My throat's going out on me here a little bit, so bear with me. I just have to slow down a little bit, which is a good thing. So, you can see what's happening, right? We're in this incredible shift to free ourselves after thousands and thousands of years of the same enslavement by the dark ones. So this is great. So number 1, are you excited? If you're not excited, what's it going to take to get you excited? Any questions? Do you have the tools? Do you practice the simple? And I really mean simple. There is nothing hard or difficult about using these tools. That's all 3D. Your frequency and your vibration is attracting every single thing, and your imagination and your belief system. So, again, if you haven't gone through the process of writing down what your main beliefs are, and then seeing where they came from, and having that aha moment of, oh my God, people are just believing all this crap and defending it over and over and over and over, and then they wonder why they keep attracting the same low vibrational lack or narcissists, or you see all this stuff. These posts are the same thing over and over and over, and people are talking about projecting about how all these people are doing this and not asking themselves the question, why am I attracting that? Why am I attracting that into my field? That's the question to ask. It's not to point out there and go, all these people are doing these things to me. I get it. I used to be like that. I was a judgeaholic. I was judging everything because I thought that's how we fixed it. Okay? I did a post a couple days ago because I wrote a whole chapter on judgment because it is the biggest addiction on the planet. And until one realizes that, their ego will more than likely justify every time they see something wrong, You're going to go, well, that's wrong. So that's okay. There are things that are wrong. But judging is an automatic reaction. Excuse me. Judging is an automatic reaction of the ego that happens without awareness. It's a trigger. There is a huge difference energetically between a judgment and an observation. Get this. An observation is neutral in its frequency. It's just like, oh, okay. So they're molesting and sacrificing children. They're poisoning our air, food, and water. The banking system's rigged, the medical system. Okay. All right. Okay. Isn't that interesting? Feel how neutral that is? That's called being in your power. Judgments are, oh, these people are doing this and that, and that's low vibrational victim. This is really key to get. That's why I wrote a whole chapter on judgment. But more importantly, how to dismantle it. And the way to dismantle it is very easy. It simply just takes practice. But you must be more committed to, I'm going to begin to catch every judgment and trigger, and I'm going to stop immediately every time I do. I'm going to catch it. And then I'm going to go through the process that I teach in here. And it's life-changing. It's very simple. Kids can do it. I watch kids do it with their parents that go through the course and the mentorship with me. You just begin to commit and catch every judgment, every trigger, everything that doesn't come from love, joy, excitement, compassion, and gratitude. It's that simple. There's no big, you don't need to go to school. You don't need to go take course after course after course for years. It's this process. Do the inner healing, dismantle your belief system, and then consciously create your reality every single morning and keep coming back throughout the day and checking in and going, where's my frequency right now? Where's my frequency right now? That's it. The way the 3D matrix keeps people stuck is by pulling them into it. I mean, come on, people, let's look at the pattern, okay? 3 months ago, it was Convid. Then it was Johnny Depp. Now it's Roe versus Wade. I mean, it's the same frickin' program over and over and over. So are you going to allow yourself to be pulled in, sucked in to the bullshit media over and over and over, or are you going to be consciously creating the new Earth timelines that are already here now? Yeah, thank you for that. I was a frickin' judgeaholic. But what's the gift? The gift is I figured it out and I wrote a whole chapter around how to see the program, but more importantly, how to dismantle it very quickly. I had 40 plus years of being a judgeaholic. I grew up in Catholic school. That's Judgment Day every single day. But to dismantle it, you can dismantle decades of reactionary programs and heal any wound or trauma in under 30 days. And most people that come and journey with me, they do the inner healing in one call or within several days after it. It's not difficult when you understand and you're ready to do it. It's just that people weren't taught how to do it, so they don't do it until they've been in so much pain or they've got a disease or something, and then they're absolutely forced to do it. And I talk about this on almost every live. Inner healing comes down to two pieces. This will allow you to heal no matter what you've been through, whether it's been serious trauma, rape, sexual abuse, MK Ultra. I journey with people that have been through the deepest stuff, because guess what? The people that have been through the deepest stuff are the ones that end up clearing it and going on to be able to hold that space for other people. And so it comes down to two simple pieces. Number one, are you open to the fact that you agreed to go through exactly what you went through as part of your soul contract before you came down here? Are you open to that or not? It's something really valuable to mull over, because the truth is you agreed to it. And I know that, the majority of people, when you tell them that, including myself, I go, there's no way I would have ever agreed to that amount of pain and suffering. But I did. And now that I see what the flip side is, and that I cleared it for myself, and now I'm assisting in clearing it for the collective along with all of you other beautiful people, I understand it. So being open that you had a soul contract, then you just have to go, well, that sucks, but I guess I chose it. So what's step two? Okay, first of all, congratulations for being open to that. Step two is complete forgiveness of anybody that did anything to you, whether it's your alcoholic father or your abusive mother or, anybody else. They played their role on your soul contract. So when you can get to the point where you can forgive them, not just a little bit, all the way. And you're really kicking ass if you can get to the point where you can thank them. Now, I don't say that to people that have been, raped or sexually abused or, somebody murdered in their family or something, but this is about clearing energy. Okay? Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. So if we're holding any lack of forgiveness towards anybody, where we're going, well, I'm going to kind of forgive them, but not all the way. I can't really forgive them all the way. Then guess who's holding the poison? You. It's real simple. Forgive and heal, or attract like situations over and over and over and over again in life and relationships until you finally do heal. Really easy. Anybody have any questions? Seem to have lost some of the people here. Maybe it's my energy today. But I said I'd come on and do a live today, even though I wasn't feeling 100%. So let's talk about this belief system a little bit. Okay? I'm going to read something for you. And just take it in, because this is about the ego. It's very opinionated. And I don't know if you've named your ego yet, but if you haven't, it's very, very key. I named my ego Larry. Larry is the judge, the fear-based, the one that wants to be in control, the worrier, the doubter, the one that feels shame and guilt, not good enough. It's very good to name your ego so you can see the programs that it's running when it runs them, because it is a fact that we cannot dismantle a program unless we can see it. We must be able to observe it. And so when you name your ego and you begin to get playful, and you can go, oh, there's Larry. Larry's trying to pipe in. Larry feels triggered. Larry wants to be in control. Larry's judging. Larry doesn't feel worthy enough. Larry's feeling lack. Then you can go, oh, isn't that interesting? Thank you. And then you can see that there's more than one entity, in a way, vying for your attention and your vibration. Your ego is not a bad thing. It's just a protective mechanism that its number one thing is survival. And until you teach it that it's much more fun to be playful and to find things to be grateful for, And when you do, you start to magnetize all that stuff into your reality, which is why we consciously create our reality every single morning before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running. I can tell people this all day long. And when the people come and do the course, the digital online course or the mentorship, they're like, oh my God, this completely changed everything in my reality. Everything. Yeah. And this is why the 3D matrix is set up to make sure that people don't begin creating their reality every single day and tracking their frequency so that they can be under the control of what so many are under the control of right now. So the ego does one thing, and it wants to be in control. So let me read this for you. Your opinion has no place in deciding if new knowledge is valid or not. Since any new knowledge falls outside of your current belief system. And this new knowledge makes your reality change. It's the only thing that will allow your reality to change. So it's absolutely necessary to learn what the automatic defense reaction from the ego is and how to immediately dismantle it and see it for what it is. Otherwise, it'll be impossible to move beyond the 3D belief system because the ego will just keep defending it over and over and over. This is really key. I don't really hear people talk about this, but this is life-changing beyond anything I've ever come across. And if you do not dismantle this program and see it, your ego is just going to defend it every single time. And that's how this 3D matrix is set up to keep everybody trapped. Your opinion has no place in deciding if new knowledge is valid or not. Isn't that interesting? Did you get that piece? Your opinion has no place in deciding if new information is valid or not. And you must be able to see when the ego automatically reacts or decides, oh, you're out there. You can't reverse aging. You can't automatically travel to another dimension. See how the ego wants to, yeah, totally. It's total stubbornness. It's total control. It's the need to be in control, to feel safe. It's a complete 3D survival program that keeps people stuck in the 3D matrix. And you must be able to see it. Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, you see it. And you've got to be able to see this and dismantle it, or not going to be moving into new earth timelines. I mean, I believe we're all going to get there, but I know nothing. I know nothing. And that's my power statement that I've learned. Yeah, I know a couple things. Love is the answer. We are creating our reality with our thoughts, our words, our imagination, and the vibration we put behind it. And yes, I've proven that when I wake up every single morning with my head still on the pillow, and I go, oh, I just came out of the sleeping dream. I get another opportunity in what we call the waking dream. I don't know if they're flip-flopped, if we're asleep, we're really awake, or I don't know. I know nothing. But I do understand through playing with it every single day that my thoughts and my words and my imagination and the vibration, the frequency that I put behind those are creating my reality. I'm seeing it happen over and over and over, which is why I wrote the book and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because to me, it's the reason why we're here. So the topic of this call is get activated. Are you activated? Well, in a way, yeah, you're activated because you're alive. Let's alter that question a little bit. Are you consciously activated? Are you consciously and intentionally tracking your frequency and steering it towards the highest timelines that bring you joy, health, healing, connecting with the collective, service to others, envisioning the most incredible earth timelines where there's nothing but healthy food, free energy, reversing aging, free energy, all this stuff. Because it's already here, but you're not going to see it if your belief system says, I'll believe it when I see it. That means you're trapped. You're frickin' trapped. If you say, I'll believe it when I see it, you are a slave to the 3D matrix. Can't say it any nicer. So let's get playful. Who's activating something amazing right now? Any questions? Any questions around anything I've shared? How do you heal? How do you dismantle your belief system? How do you create your reality? How do you stay consistent? How do you know when you're getting pulled into a story or victimization or whatever? Come on, people. People pay lots of money to learn this stuff. I spent 30 years and well over $100,000 going to courses in 3-day seminars, and most of them didn't teach me this stuff. I know everything's free now on the internet. You know, many people might be scrolling away. I understand. But, okay, Lynn, I love you. Okay. How do you dismantle your belief system? Great question, because this is probably the most important thing besides, well, it is. It's the most important thing next to inner healing that you'll ever do. Because if you don't dismantle your belief system and see it for what it is, you'll never go beyond it. So first of all, I teach it in here, super simple. And in all the videos that are on my YouTube channel, Portal to Awakening, I go through the process. I don't hold back any of the tools on this stuff. I'm not afraid if I hold back that I'm not going to sell any books or whatever. I mean, before long, we're not going to need to sell anything. But right now, it's an exchange, and it works. And when you understand that you can attract money, no problem, because you know that you can, you're not worried about exchanging with people. So, in the book, Waking Up in the Dream, and the course, you begin to track the frequency of your thoughts. How do you do that? Well, in the book, you get what's called a daily tracking sheet. It's a simple 2-page PDF that you print out, and you begin to pay attention every single time that you get triggered. What's a trigger? A judgment, a doubt, a fear, a reaction, anger, resentment, shame, guilt, all those things. So the belief system and the healing are locked together. They work in tandem. You're clearing them both at the same time. And it'll change your life more than anything else you've ever done, ever. Because it alters your frequency and it raises your conscious awareness. Understanding the difference between being an automatic reactor and a conscious observer is the difference between consciously creating your reality and just being a reactor of everything you see out there. Okay? It's either Convid, or it's the Johnny Depp case, or it's Roe versus Wade, or it's all this stuff. My book explains it in a simple step-to-step process that even children can do. There's also a digital online course that has PowerPoint trainings, which are like movies I put together, which have visuals, text, and me narrating them. And they show you exactly what the program does and how it does it and why it does it. And you'll go, oh my God, everybody's doing that almost. Super simple. Children do not need to go to school for 12 or 16 or 20 years. If they learn this, because it teaches you what an emotional trigger is, what an emotional reaction is, and how to dismantle it. Most people have the reactions, but they don't dismantle it. So what do? They just attract that same situation over and over and over and over and over. Why do people that never have money never have money? Because they have a belief that money is hard, money is difficult, money is evil, money's bad. Whatever it is, it's a subconscious belief. And if you don't understand how to go in and dismantle it through this process, it's going to run you. So it's real easy to learn how to catch a trigger. You go through the process and then you commit to it every single morning. If you just wake up and your 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running, you're like, I got to get up, I got to get in the shower, I got the kids ready for school, I got to get in the car, I got to get in traffic, my job, oh my God. That's just running the same program over and over and over. And you may have to do some of those things or all of those things. But if you do not stop the moment you awaken out of the sleeping dream, breathe love into every cell of your body and thank every one of your cells and stop the mind from running, you've got really no chance of creating a different reality. Because all those 50 to 80,000 thoughts that are running, they're just going to keep running. And you can try and use weak spell words like try, hope, wish, need, going to. And all those do is tell your subconscious, my desires are still not here yet. My desires are still not here yet. My desires are still not here yet. So your subconscious creates that reality. Yeah, your life is difficult. Let's hope and wish and try and need and want. Those are all spell words. So the trainings teach you how to dismantle this stuff. And that's what I share on every one of these calls. Any other question around this? Any other question around creating your reality? Are you guys activated right now? Are you excited? Are you just like not sure, or I'm feeling fear? Whatever you're feeling is perfect, because that's telling you what you're feeling. The key is to not stuff it down and to go, oh, I can feel the frequency right now that I'm in fear or lack or worry or doubt. So that's just you knocking on your door going, I'm trying to get your attention, because this is not the frequency to be manifesting new earth timelines. So whatever you're feeling, don't stuff it down. That's your key to moving beyond it. But you must stop and use these tools and go, okay, I'm feeling that frequency. I just caught that trigger. I just caught that judgment. I just caught that doubt. I just caught that lack feeling, that fear around money. Okay, so what do? I stop immediately. And I ask myself the billion-dollar question. What is this trying to show me or teach me about me right now? The trick of the 3D matrix is for people to point out there, everything out there is wrong, and those people are doing this to me, and the government. Yeah, that may be the case. However, that's giving your power away. When you stop and turn it around and realize that the hologram is reversed and it's all mirroring back to you, everything that you are holding within, beliefs, wounds, doubts, judgments, triggers, then you can start to go, oh, let's clean this stuff up and then see what happens. See what I start manifesting into my life. When I get up every morning and I go, Oh my God, I get another day. I've got trillions of cells that have been loving on me and serving me ever since I've been in the womb for decades and decades and decades. And you're smiling and your frequency's going up. And then you envision anything you desire while your head's still on the pillow. And you're like, the most incredible people show up in my life. Money in abundance flows to me. I can give it away. I don't need to hold on to it. If I'm holding on to it, that's clearly telling me that I'm in fear, that there's not enough. So I'm envisioning it. I'm grateful. I'm going to go out every day and I'm going to smile at everybody. I'm going to be kind to everybody. I'm going to find all the things to be grateful for, such as my heartbeat, my breath. I have electricity. I've got clothes. I've got a shower. I've got running water. I've got food. I'm connected all over the world through this incredible technology. I'm connected to information all over the world. You can see that people are waking up, popping like popcorn every single day. I'm freaking excited. And when I'm not excited, I can feel when I get pulled out of it and I stop again and I go, I just got pulled down into judgment, fear, doubt, lack. Come back. All you do is rinse and repeat these simple tools and it will change everything in your reality. It's a law. It works. So, are you guys activated? Hey, Kim. Are you feeling activated? And it's okay if you're not. I'd love for somebody to get on here and go, I feel in fear, I'm totally fucked up, and I don't know what to do. To me, that's the honest feeling. It's not, let me act like I got it all together if I don't. You know, there's a saying, fake it till you make it. And I agree with that. If you're faking that, all that I desire comes to me when I get excited about it and I see it is already here now. That's the key. You don't see it in the future. Yes, some things might take time. You may be building a website. You may be putting together a course. You may be whatever you're doing, healing. You may be doing health workouts, whatever. I get it. But when you envision it with your imagination, you see it as already done. End of story. That's it. Because the subconscious can only do one thing, and that's it's either here right now or it's not. And this is where people get so sucked into the 3D matrix and they just loop over and over and over. I'm going to take a quick break and I want to share something with you guys about health. I'm into health because I used to live in my recording studio. Many of you may know that. I would eat fast food every day. Taco Bell, Burger King, whatever, barbecue. And, you know, drinking beer, smoking weed, whatever. I'm not against weed, although I don't smoke anymore because it just amps me out. But the point is, for a long, long time, 30 years, I was eating food with all kinds of poison in it and all kinds of crap. And it's amazing and wonderful that I'm healthy. And a big part of it is that I love on my body every single day. And I didn't used to. I didn't even used to like myself. I used to live in shame and guilt because I grew up Catholic. I had all these guilt programs just projected on me by the dark ones. Okay, so let's talk about what's one of the most healthy things that you can do for your body that's super, 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 super simple. Alkalining your body. So how do you do it? Well, one way I do it is I take baking soda. Now be careful, because if you live in the United States, there's a brand called Arm & Hammer that's evil. They put aluminum in it. Gee, why would they do that? Is it because it blocks and clogs your pineal gland? Wow, really? People would really do that? They would really do that? And then, you know, you guys know, okay? So let me show you how simple it is. Every morning, super simple. About 8 ounces of water. I don't even measure it. I'm not worried about it. I'll take about that much. I don't always measure it. I usually even do a little bit less than that, but I'm not even worried about it. I drop it in. Then I take my beautiful lemon or lime, squeeze it in, foams up a little bit, and there you go. One of the most healthy drinks you'll ever make in the world. What did that cost me? The lime was probably the most expensive part, but we're talking pennies a day to alkaline your body. Pennies a day to alkaline your body. And when you drink it, it tastes great. You don't even taste the baking soda. I'm tasting lime and water. So alkalining your body is super key. And that also means, cutting out things that have unnatural poisons in them. And if you go into if it's sold in a corporate store, corporation, do you know corporation is a soulless entity? Yeah. That's why companies become corporations, so nobody's responsible. Okay? So if it's sold in a corporation, all the chains, 7-Eleven, all that. Read the ingredients. At least half of the ingredients in almost everything you buy, you don't even know what it is. And yeah, okay, so this is going to upset you and you may feel like, oh my God, it's an uphill battle. No, never agree that it's an uphill battle. Why? Because if you give your subconscious the instruction that it's an uphill battle, guess what you're going to create in your reality? Okay? So observe and go, isn't that interesting that they do this? That's neutral. You getting this? Where is your frequency right now? What are you focused on right now? Are you smiling right now? We get to connect all over the world right now and use tools that have been hidden for ever, or a long time. Have certainly not been shared for the benefit of humanity. And here we are. People are waking up like popcorn. It's exciting. Stuff's going down. The dark ones are getting taken down. Even if you waiting to see proof, I can tell you it's happening. I can tell you. I've been researching this stuff for over 30 years. All darkened versions are imploding, from government to medical to food to monetary. There is so much good happening right now behind the scenes. If you knew about it, you'd be dancing naked in your front yard right now. Yeah. Well, maybe not fully naked, but you'd be dancing. Yeah. Yeah, here's how they enslave you. Must have been programmed. Key word. Yep. So, this is the key. Are you aware? Are you questioning everything without fighting it? Fighting is 3D. Observing and moving beyond by consciously creating your reality every single morning and throughout the day with a raised vibrational frequency. How do you raise your frequency? You love on your body. And every one of these trillions of cells, it's loved you unconditionally since you've been born. Purifying your blood, creating new cells, beating your heart, even while you're asleep, loving on you, even when you didn't love on yourself. You're the most magical being there ever was. You are so unlimited. If you could get a hold of how unlimited you are, keyword unlimited, you wouldn't even be able to process it. I can't even process that word, and yet I know that we're unlimited. I know we are. I see the programming. I see what we are fixing. Our DNA is coming back online. We're amplifying it through our love, the energies that are coming into the planet, what we think, what we say, who we align with. It's all happening right now. And you came here for this. Do you remember? And even if you don't remember fully, are you open to be going, it seems like something might be happening, but I'm not sure, so I'll just believe it when I see it. No, that's 3D. You're stuck. You are here to consciously create your reality beginning every single morning and throughout the day, and track your frequency and train yourself to notice anytime anything less than love, excitement, gratitude, or compassion pops in, that you stop and you go, oh, there's something else to clear. And you lovingly clear it and you thank it. You don't go into resistance. You don't get upset. You don't get pissed off, or you're trapped in 3D. You stop and you go, isn't that interesting? What is this trying to show me or teach me about me right now? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is self-mastery. Any questions? I haven't had a lot of questions today. All right. Maybe I'm not on fire. I don't know. All I can tell you is these are the tools. And I'm happy to assist anybody in breaking down any challenge that you're having. I can't guarantee that I can solve it, but I can guarantee that these tools will solve it for you. And they're simple. Any questions? Should we keep going? Should we keep going? So this is the mentorships that I do every month with 4 people. It's 30 days that will change the way you see and manifest your entire reality. I don't know anything that's more powerful. And I don't say that because I created it. It's not an egotistical thing. I'm here to share these tools with everybody. And I'm sharing all the tools right now. I'm not like, if you really want to know the good stuff, you got to pay and come do it. No, I'm sharing them right now. It's just that when somebody comes and does a mentorship with me, we get to the bottom of everything like fast, like within 5 to 10 minutes fast. And if you don't believe that because you've been in therapy for years or whatever, I invite you to just be open to that, because I'm not here to con anybody. I deliver results. And it's really you being open to loving yourself and just diving in. I know the questions to ask. The tools work. It's completely life-changing. And this is what will be taught in schools moving forward. And there will be no need to go to school for 6 or 8 or 12 or 20 years. You just don't need to do it. If there's something that you desire to learn about, whether it's art or something you love, then you just study that a little bit. But you don't need to go get a degree. It's meaningless to be in the club. It's 3D all the way. And all those 4 and 6 year colleges, that if you investigate them, most of them are run by secret satanic societies. Yeah, I said it. They are. Harvard, Yale. It's all dark shit. Sorry. And if you've graduated from there and you take a lot of pride in it, that's great. I could care less about a degree. All that tells me is you paid to be in the club. I'm only interested in where's your frequency right now, and are you consciously and intentionally activating the love of the gift that you are and the tools that you brought here to create new 5D Earth and beyond. That's all that matters. None of your medals or certificates or anything mean anything. It's all just ego stuff. And if that triggers you, I'm sending you love, because it's the truth. You got to be able to see these programs. There's nothing wrong with taking a course and accomplishing something. I'm talking about paying to be in the fake club that perpetuates the 3D matrix, so that you give up 65 years of your life in the matrix system so that maybe one day you can retire and begin to live your life. It's a lie, it's a trap all the way, and it's dark. And we're dismantling that right now. So, any questions? Check this out. This is a comment from somebody that's gone through the course. And this is typical. I thought I was awake. Because most people say they're awake if they can see that the government and the medical system and all that, they're all lying. That's the term awake now. No. We're talking about seeing programs and beliefs that were running underneath the subconscious that we're not even aware of, that the ego would defend and justify again and again, causing the same dramas or situations to have to be relived. Quickly healing deeply hidden wounds and dismantling so many limiting beliefs that we're running on automatic. Okay? This is what this delivers. So if anybody's interested, send me a private message or go to the link down here, portal2awakening.com. It's a simple website. There's only 3 options, but it's life-changing stuff. And I love, love, love journeying with people. When we do 30 days, we do 30 days. We don't just do a call a week. I'm in contact with people at least every other day, especially during the first 2 weeks when we're doing the inner healing and dismantling the belief system. Nothing's going to get by you. Nobody that's gone through this course has not successfully completely dismantled these programs and seen them. The tools take care of it. They do it. And I'll make sure of it. So if that resonates with you, there's the information. Nobody commented on what they're activating right now. Interesting. Are you guys excited? Like, do you see what's going on here? I love it. I love it. Even though it's interesting that I came down with a body reset this week. That never happens to me. But now I know that my body's just frickin' dialed because it reset, it did what it needs to do, and I have no fear. And I'm living in Thailand where every single person believes that they have COVID. Mind-blowing. So, questions? Anybody have questions? All right. Well, let me check my feed here, see if we got anything. Okay. All right. Well, I don't see any questions, so we're complete. All right, everybody. Big, 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 big love from Thailand. And again, if you're interested in checking this out, you can go get the book at half price. You can instantly download it. I know a lot of people, they say, well, I want a hard copy. All you have to do is for a couple dollars, get it printed out. They'll do it for you. They'll put it in a plastic sleeve. I'm not giving away 80 to 90% of all my money to a publishing house. I don't need to. I'm selling books on the website every day. It's $11.22 today, half price. You get the daily tracking sheets. You can print them out and you can be tracking this stuff and dismantling it starting today or tomorrow. The other thing, if you want, for under $100, you can get the digital course with the PowerPoint trainings. You get the daily tracking sheet, the book, all that's included. And if you want to come and do an apprenticeship and a mentorship with me, we'll do the inner healing, dismantling the belief system. But more than that, you'll be supported in mapping out your next steps for whatever it is you want to do, whether it's creating your own program or creating something for children or whatever it is, just healing, anything. It's specifically designed for you. But once these 3 pieces are cleared out of the way, it's unlimited what you can create when you begin to consciously create your reality first thing every morning. And then you will be instructed to set alarms on your phone. And every hour when they go off, you'll come back. You'll have a little reminder. Psst, where's your frequency right now? And you do that for 30 days and you watch how you become the master of your frequency. I don't know of anything more powerful than this process, and nothing that works faster. That's why this course is not 3 months, 6 months, a year long. My teacher used to make us sign up for a year at a time. I'm not doing that because I can do it in 30 days or less with people, and I've been doing it for years. So there's more testimonials on the website, portaltoawakening.com, if you want to check them out. Thanks for those that tune in. And please, if you have friends that you feel would benefit from this, please share this, because these are for people that are really looking to shift. These are the tools. And so thank you to everybody that shared. Big, big love. Stay excited. There's so much great stuff happening right now. If you knew of everything good that was shifting right now, you would be dancing in the street. You would be. So don't let your ego tell you, I'll believe it when I see it. That's 3D. That's slavery. I'm creating my reality every day with my thoughts, my excitement, my love, my gratitude. I go out into the world and I smile at everybody. I'm kind to everybody. I don't allow anybody to walk on me. No. Anything less than love is not acceptable in my life and relationships, period. But I can go out and be the kindest guy to everybody and still have boundaries. And I don't have to fight anybody. When you decide how it's going to be, that's how it'll be for you. That's what these tools do for you. So thank you. Have an incredible day or evening wherever you're at. And big, big love from Ty.